Everyone, welcome to today's episode of Afro Scientific Spirituality. My name remains Ife West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is the place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'll be talking about the practice or the dangers of the practice of semen retention for spiritual advancement or ascension. This is a topic that is very important and controversial in the practice of spirituality, especially in Oriental spirituality, as in Buddhism, as in Hinduism. These are the people that actually practice this kind of spiritual methods for ascension. The issue is that nowadays this practice is kind of coming into African spirituality. That is why I would like to talk about it here today for the general public, so that we can have awareness of it. So first of all, what is the practice of semen retention? This is a process whereby a person, usually a man, retains semen during the process of sexual acts by not ejecting or ejaculating. This is another process whereby somebody abstains from sex or sexual activities, and what happens is that this person is what we call is celibate, and this person chooses to be in this kind of situation single. So what is the benefits of this kind of practice and the dangers? Quite naturally, if somebody refrains from sex and does not engage in any sexual activity, what will happen is that maybe usually within 7 days or 30 days, the semen that is supposed to come out will be absorbed into the body, and it will help to improve the strength or the immunity of the person. It will improve libido, immune system. It will also boost the energy, sort of improve sleep quality, to a certain extent, self-confidence, if you might say. These are some of the qualities for somebody of not engaging in sexual activities. It makes them stronger, or it's supposed to make them more healthy and more stronger in a way. But there's also disadvantages of this too. When it comes to spiritual ascension, we have a situation whereby there's an extreme practice of sexual abstinence, to the extent whereby during any form of sexual acts, the practitioner refrains from ejaculating or climaxing, so that semen will not leave the body. The aim of this is that whatever semen that is supposed to leave the body to procreate or create life is reabsorbed back into the body of the practitioner for spiritual development and growth. As a result of that, we have the phenomenon of what they call dry ejaculation, retrograde ejaculation. Now, this so-called dry ejaculation is the process of trying to reach climax without releasing any semen, and it is a form of retrograde in nature, because it's something supposed to go forward, it is not going back. So we call it retrograde. What is reversing and going back is course. What this do is that it creates an anti-climax sensation or phenomenon in the body of this practitioner, and this can result in creating a negative flow in the body of this practitioner, and as a result of this, it can change or utter of things happen is that this person can be to develop a vortex of negative energy inside their spiritual system. As a result of that, it can have various consequences in the body of the individual, and this is not a good thing. This is the reason why I am talking about it today. For many people that are practicing this, there is a school of thought that believes that for you to be a advanced, ascended spiritual guru or person or master or mistress in this health, you must abstain. For sex is for people that do not have a lot of self-control to live out the material nature of this earth. As in this kind of people, men, or self-control to abstain from things like food, drink, socialization, and having sex. That so therefore they are not matured enough for spiritual knowledge or spiritual connection with higher levels of divinity. That for you to reach a level of a ascended master, you must rise above any kind of that. The only union you should aim for is the union with divinity or cosmic forces, or going to nirvana, or separating yourself from this physical world. This is the point where I have a problem with these forms of mentality, because if you look at humans are made up of the physical and spiritual aspects of divinity. We are souls that comes to this earth to experience life in the physical form, interacting with nature, interacting with other human beings, and the ultimate aim of procreation, creating life to continue sustaining that balance of life on this earth. Now, if somebody chooses to do the opposite, it means that that person is not willing to contribute to the procreation of life on this earth. As a result, and for such a person continuing their legacy, and based on this, it will give the impression, or we send the message that this soul do not wish to continue experiencing life in the physical form. This soul wish to evolve place of consciousness, which could be another planet, another sphere of experience. That is what it will signal to divinity or to source, that this person do not like this planet for whatever's life there. So this can be a good thing for that person. It's not the only place where it's life, where there is the sustenance of life. Earth is not the only planet. We have only life forms that we don't even know at yet. So there's a possibility that that person wishes to go to another life place. But interacting with fellow humans here and adding to the structure of the creation of furtherance of life on this planet, it might involve you really actually interacting, creating primogenitures that will take after you. That means you are actually participated in the equation of living on this planet. So, as part of living, we humans are here. We are spirits in the flesh to experience life and to create life. So, interacting and having the essence of copulation. If you look at life, or every living thing that do this. So there's nothing wrong with sex, or there's nothing wrong with getting married. Getting married does not reduce your spiritual maturity for ascension and for progress. Rather, it adds to the value of it, because you are here to do that. So it doesn't make sense for a spirit to come socializing and experiencing life. They are spending time meditating to lotus flower, to go back to where they come from, meaning you are not willing to contribute or add value to what is happening here. So it's only spelled that you don't want to be here anymore. And for that, it is your own violation Nobody have a right to say you should not live your life the way you want to live. But to is the problem, or to try to let other people feel inferior, feel that make them feel that you are better than them. This is very, very wrong. You are not better than them. You just choose to live your own interpretation or your own understanding of the universe. Okay, so this semen retention that most of them have come to try to teach people, that especially in tantra, in Hindu tantra, there's a school of people there that practice that they have sex but they don't ejaculate. So they have tried to teach people, they are teaching people that you can have sex but you should not ejaculate, that when you part of yourself, or you will die, or your spirituality will be polluted or destroyed. So these people, they engage in this kind of dry sex whereby they don't come. So what this means that it has some negative effects on them. And when you practice this retrograde, it has a negative effect. And this is what I want to talk about today. The negative effects will involve you so these sperms that are not coming, that some of them might start going into your bladder. Science have proved that the person will still urinate some of them later on. And what this causes is that it will cause infertility in the practitioner. If you practice this kind of behavior for a long time, when it's time for them to climax, they hold back, or during the process of kind of reverse flow of energy, it will create infertility. They can no longer have children. To have children later on in life, it can create permanent infertility to them, which is a problem. We can damage the reproductive system, and it can also cause depression to them. This kind of non-attachment feeling to them. Spiritually, what this will do is that it will create a negative flow of energy in their body, and this will create a void. What this void will do now, it will make them unable to connect, to have that kind of feeling or empathy or sympathy for their fellow humans, because they cannot connect or socialize naturally or interact with energy that is inside them. So it will create a void of emptiness, whereby these people will lack human feeling, human empathy. In their mind, they are practicing what they call non-attachments. What this non-attachment does for them is that they are not attached to any material thing. They are not attached to life. They don't have physical properties. They don't have wives. They don't have children. They don't have anything to care for, anything that will connect them to this physical world. So in their own philosophy, it's easier for them to transcend reality when they don't have much things to think about, or things that will connect them to transcend and go to the higher realms, or the so-called realms of the gods, when they cross over. This is what their philosophy is teaching. But what this happens in natural, to have a kind of lack of love for this earth, and a lack of love for their fellow men, and so they don't feel what people feel. They don't understand what people go through, people that are connected to the earth. So as a result of that, they see this as a sort of they see love as a sort of weakness, that if you're love, you are a weak person, and you can be easily controlled or manipulated, or things can happen to you easily. But because they don't have this, it makes them powerful, it makes them strong, and it creates entities with negative tendencies can dwell in them. So we see most of these people, they kind of live a kind of reckless life, in the sense that they are isolated from society. They don't contribute meaningfully to the development and advancement of society. Masters, they live in a temple far, far, far from land. Some of them even live inside the jungle. The agoris, there are some extreme sects that call themselves agoris, that they don't bath, they rub themselves with human ashes. And sometimes some of them even things, and they behave like mad people. They don't have sex. If they manage to have sex, they practice extreme semen or retention or dry ejaculation. They don't give anything out to the outside world. They exist like this, or greed, or this spiritual, how would I say it? Somebody that does not give any, does not share things with anybody. That person is a greedy person or a selfish person. That kind of mentality is what they have in this spiritual practice, and they claim that they are spiritually evolved more than the average humans. And for me, this is not the right way to go. This is very, very wrong, and it is not. If everybody behave like this world will not function. It will be a world of mad people, madness, insanity. When people are walking around with as voids for the establishment or for the residence of negative spirits, negative entities, dark entities, spirits of spiritual selfishness, and spirit that does not allow the society to function efficiently or peacefully. This kind of behavior is dangerous. It's anti-life. It is anti-life, anti-creation, anti-procreation, anti-everything, anti-matter, anti-peace, anti-everything that you know to make life function. So this spirituality, real spirituality, supposed to be guided by love, by unity, socialization, positive, to bring balance, harmony, dignity, and to enable that great circle of life to continue functioning. When certain aspects refuse to give value fully to the great circle of life, what we are going to have is an imbalance. And this imbalance will naturally bring problems to this earth and problems to the life. And this is what we should not aspire to. So the effects of this retrograde ejaculation or dry ejaculation, the effects can be very, very negative. Spiritually inclined people to pray with maturity, to be spiritually ascended or to spiritually advance does not mean that you must not get married. Rather, getting married, having children, and still balancing that act with your spiritual understanding of living in unity in the planet, whereby no aspect is neglected. No aspect is neglected. If you look at the African Trinity, it is made up of a man, woman, and child, Asa, Aset, and Eru. This is the union of the male and female principle to bring balance and harmony. By only one principle, only the male principle is focused on. It is a total imbalance in the sphere of things. When you see people claiming that to be spiritual masters or gurus, you must not get married, must not even produce, must be reabsorbed back into your body to complete your wholeness and fullness. If everybody behaves like this, there will be no life on this planet. Just like if everybody chooses to gay, extreme form of spiritual practice that is we create imbalance. It's either that energy on this one day, and once this implodes, the person can become mad, the person can go insane, please stop to function, or the person might engage in essence of this you can find in the so-called tantra, which can result to homosexuality and or just extreme form of sexual behaviors that are nothing to write home about. So this is the negative practice of this thing is much more it's very dangerous. Sometimes it can even be impracticable, but some people claim that this is the way to achieve spiritual ascension. And so we have lots of monasteries, seminaries. They tell them the way to spirituality is to be celibate, And we all know what happens in these seminaries where they try to suppress sexual energy. It's either most of them become homosexual, and a lot of hypocrisy going on as well. Then those that manage to practice this, they become like isolated from humanity, put anything meaningfully to humanity. This is the problem where you see somebody that have never got married in their life, that have never have children in their life, but they apparently now start trying to advise people on marital live life where you yourself have no excuse. A very wrong thing to do. Okay, this is where you see people that they don't work to bring money. Instead, they go around every morning begging people for food. The same people they are the next thing, at the same time, call these people sinners and tell these people that they are trying to advise these people to live their life, whereas you don't work the way they work to sustain. You beg food and you take from morning till night, and you call yourself a spiritual master. This is a very, very wrong. When somebody do not contribute meaningfully to society, but they looks down on other people that are trying their best because they are married and they have children, they are struggling, you say that they are full of sin. And you that is not contributing anything but only meditating is not the one that is sinful. So this kind of spiritual ideology, if we look at it this way, it is not sustainable, because if everybody chooses to meditate like you, this world will not function. If everybody chooses to be a beggar, who will work to feed anybody, to feed the rest of the beggars? So this thing is not practicable, especially in Africa. Semen retention practice to African spirituality. It is anti-African spirituality. If you check our history, spiritual masters, they all have wives. Our deities have a male and female representative. They all have wives. We recognize this balance. Our families of spirits, they are like our own personal family. Life is designed to continue on this planet, and we too choose to be that conveyor of this life, continuation of life. So if somebody gets married, does not mean that you that is not married, you are more spiritually powerful than that person. You just to your own inability to manage a marriage. Maybe you don't have the capacity and the maturity to, and somebody that have that wisdom, that capacity, and also is better, is way, way, way better than the one that refused to get married just because they want to focus. You can still get married and you can still practice your spirituality efficiently and effectively, and nothing will happen to you. So for me, marriage is not should not be something that will prevent you from practicing your spirituality effectively, except that the conditions that you are getting married to is limiting you. Well, marriage should not hinder you from practicing spirituality. Rather, it will enhance it, because you getting married, you are actually expressing that divine feminine energy. It will create balance, it will help to procreate life, and it will maintain or sustain the sexual aspects of the human beings as well. So there's nothing wrong with people that are married practicing spirituality. So that notion that because somebody gets married, they cannot practice effectively, and so you that is not married is more spiritually advanced, this is very, very wrong. Okay, it doesn't mean that because you refuse to get married, you are more spiritually powerful than me. You are not. Okay, what most of these people can them, okay, irrespective of me being married. Rather, my marriage did not reduce my spiritual capacity. It helps to enhance it, because I am following in the path of the ancestors, and I have not deviated wrong with people getting married in spiritual, and it empowers you too. Okay, it protects you as well, and it guarantees the continuation of your lineage as well. So there's nothing wrong with, you have nothing to lose, but rather everything to gain, except that your partner may not be supporting you. This is why you should get married to only people that are spiritually married to somebody that is a Christian, and the Christians naturally see everything about African spirituality as evil and demonic. So they might have that kind of problem. But if there is nothing wrong with you, if your partner and you are in the same practice, you have nothing to lose but everything to gain from your spiritual practice. Okay, so this issue of semen retention, ejaculation is not the way to go for spiritual ascension. The negative impact is far-reaching, and it is dangerous. So it's not something that should be encouraged or should be practiced. There is no spiritual ascension that will come from there. What will come from there is that to live inside you. This is what we created in you. You become a void, a house for the storage of negative energy. Maybe this negative energy is what these people are calling spiritual ascension. Evil spirits and negative spirits to be living inside these anti-life, anti-matter energies. This will be good for them. But if you want to interact with pro-life spirits, spirits that represent procreation, love, life, unity, oneness, union with the, not practice this kind of behavior, you must practice or you must get married, or you must act complete sexual union with the female representation or the female deity. This is what will bring balance. Okay, this is what is pro-life, represented by the Hank. So this is why I see this topic. The topic is not rocket science. Okay, you have to be pro-life or anti-life. Retrograde ejaculation is anti, because you are not giving, you are not adding to the contribution to the happiness, also the sustenance of life. You are taking away, or you are preventing it. So it creates nothing less. So we should say it the way it is. So this is what I have to say on this topic. I would like to know your opinions. Questions and comments are welcome. Please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, close the subscribe button, so you'll be the first to get my videos as soon as I release them. And of course, if you have not gotten my book, I recommend this book for you. This book is Whispers of Amente, how to make contact with the ancient Kemetic deities. If you want to have that knowledge, you want to bring these spirits into your consciousness, this is a book that you need to get your hands on. It's a very good book, talks about very deep topics on African spirituality, and there's a lot of wisdom in this book that will open your eyes to the realities of life. And this is what I will call down to earth, common sense spirituality, speed with what is happening. The spirits here are not evil spirits. They are African ascended ancestors that are here with us. So you know them. They are spirits of transformation, spirits of empowerment, spirits of prosperity, spirits of love, unity, oneness, and everything good. So $100 for this book, very powerful book. Then if you want to know how to do spells, over 200 African spells are here. Failures, illnesses, for love, for protection, empowerment, and all good things. Very powerful book. This book is very important to have in this day and time, when a lot of knowledge and wisdom, especially about earth, they are trying to censor all these things now, and to control people's life. There's a plan to censor medical information, health issues, so that we don't have knowledge. Some people want to call themselves specialists, that only them can say what is good for you, and you cannot practice your own indigenous medicine anymore. Some people want to destroy that. We should not allow it to happen. So please get this book, get this knowledge, keep it, and pass it on to the next generation. Okay, then if you want to know about the interrelationship between quantum physics and African spirituality, this book will help you. This book takes out all the noise about African spirituality, where people say that it's evil, it is fetish, it cannot be explained, blah blah blah. This is the evils of Christianity. In order to destroy our connection with divinity, you need to get this book. Okay, very powerful book included. Okay, then if you want to learn African spirituality, I teach it here on this channel. I have a 6-month program when I teach everything you need to know about African spirituality, from the history to the sciences to the metaphysics, and everything you need to do to get in touch. Contact me for the program, and I will update you with what is going on. Then if you want to do your oracle tarot or the meditation, and you want to do your divination or consultations, all those things, I do it as well. Apart from that, I thank you very much. I'm very happy to talk to you this day. And you want to carry native shock or all kind of stuff about African spirituality, I sell them. You can make contact with me.